I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Today we're reading from the Gospel of John, chapter 14, so let's focus on verses 5 and 6. If I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back and receive you to myself, so that where I am, you may be also. You know the way where I'm going. Lord, Thomas said, we don't know where you're going. How can we know the way? And Jesus told him, I am the way, the truth, and the life, and no one comes to the Father except through me. Once again, John 14, verses 5 and 6. You know, Jesus had already told his disciples what he was about to undergo in Jerusalem. Yet they either did not understand, they did not believe, or they were in denial. And of course, Thomas was the disciple who was famous for doubting Jesus' resurrection, which earned him the nickname Doubting Thomas. Well, the problem with Thomas was that he focused on religion instead of relationship. Thomas was so quick to learn how to get to heaven that he didn't listen when Jesus promised to return and personally take his disciples home. You don't need to know the way to a location as long as someone else takes you there. And you just simply need to trust the guide and then follow. Likewise, we don't need to know the way to heaven, nor do we need to know what's ahead of us for our lives. We just simply need to know Jesus. Jesus knows the way because he came from there. Consider Jesus' words in John chapter 3, verse 13. No one has ascended into heaven but he who descended from heaven, the Son of Man. You see, not only does Jesus know the route to heaven, but he himself is the only way. Consider Acts chapter 4, verse 12. And salvation is in no one else, for there is no other name under heaven that was given unto men, by which men must be saved. Frequently, people say that they believe that Jesus was a great teacher, but that he's not the only way to heaven. And perhaps those people should listen to Jesus' testimony about himself. In his own words, Jesus states that salvation comes exclusively through him. Jesus doesn't say that he is a way, or he's a truth, or he's a life among other lives you could live. He says he is the way, the truth, and the life. Salvation comes exclusively through Jesus, and yet it's offered liberally to all who would by faith turn from their sin and believe. I hope that news doesn't offend you. It truly encouraged me on the day that I chose to follow the Lord, and it continues to encourage me today. You see, Jesus' claim to lordship and his promise to never leave or forsake me, well, that allowed me to stop shopping around for salvation. You don't have to figure out the way to heaven. You simply need to trust that Jesus is the way, and then turn from your sin and surrender to follow him. I'm Steve Wiggins, and this is the Groundworks Ministries podcast. Check us out at groundworksministries.com.